Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking and heartbreaking true crime cases in recent history, the disappearance and death of 2-year-old Caylee Anthony. This story is filled with twists, lies, and a trial that left the entire nation divided. If you're new here, I'm Phantom, and this is the place where we explore the darkest mysteries of true crime. So, grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's uncover the truth behind the Caylee Anthony case. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more chilling stories. Caylee Marie Anthony was born on August 9, 2005, in Orlando, Florida. She was the daughter of Caylee Anthony and her then boyfriend. Described as a bubbly and energetic child, Caylee brought joy to her family. However, behind the scenes, tensions were brewing. Caylee, a young single mother, often relied on her parents, George and Cindy Anthony, to help care for Caylee. Little did anyone know, this family would soon be at the center of a national tragedy that would shock the world. On June 16, 2008, Caylee Anthony was last seen alive. Her mother, Casey, claimed she had dropped Caylee off at a nanny's house, but this story quickly fell apart. When Caylee's grandmother, Cindy Anthony, couldn't reach Caylee for weeks, she grew suspicious. On July 15th, Cindy called 911, reporting that her granddaughter was missing and that Caylee's car smelled like a dead body. This call marked the beginning of a nationwide search for the little girl. Default text from the very beginning, Caylee Anthony's behavior raised red flags. She told investigators that Caylee was with a nanny named Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez, but no such person existed. Caylee also claimed she was working at Universal Studios, another lie. Her web of deceit only deepened the mystery surrounding Caylee's disappearance. Why was Caylee lying, and what was she trying to hide? One of the most damning pieces of evidence in the case was Caylee's car. When police searched it, they detected a strong odor of decomposition. Forensic tests revealed traces of chloroform and human hair matching Caylee's. This discovery suggested that Caylee's body had been in the car at some point, but Caylee offered no explanation. The evidence was mounting, but the truth remained elusive. Caylee's 31-day delay in reporting Caylee missing baffled investigators and the public alike. During this time, she partied, got a tattoo that read Bella Vita Beautiful Life, and showed no signs of distress. Her behavior led many to believe she was hiding something. Why didn't she report her daughter missing sooner? This question haunted everyone following the case. On December 11, 2008, a utility worker found Caylee's remains in a wooded area near the Anthony home. Duct tape was found on her skull, suggesting foul play. The discovery devastated the nation and intensified the scrutiny on Caylee. For many, this was the moment the case took a darker turn, as the search for answers became a quest for justice. Caylee was arrested in October 2008 and charged with first-degree murder. Prosecutors argued that she killed Caylee to live a carefree life, while the defense claimed it was an accidental drowning. The stage was set for one of the most sensational trials in U.S. history, a trial that would captivate the nation and divide public opinion. The trial began in May 2011 and quickly became a media circus. Prosecutors presented evidence of Caylee's lies, her internet searches for chloroform, and the duct tape on Caylee's remains defense. However, painted Caylee as a victim of her father's alleged abuse and claimed Caylee's death was an accident. The courtroom drama kept the nation glued to their screens. The defense argued that Caylee drowned in the family pool and that George Anthony, Caylee's father, helped cover it up. They claimed Caylee's lies were a result of trauma from years of abuse. This theory, though controversial, introduced reasonable doubt and became a key part of the defense's strategy. The prosecution argued that Caylee killed Caylee by covering her mouth with duct tape and disposing of her body. They pointed to her internet searches for terms like how to make chloroform and her suspicious behavior after Caylee's disappearance. The evidence was compelling, but would it be enough to convince the jury? On July 5, 2011, the jury found Caylee Anthony not guilty of first-degree murder. She was convicted only of lying to law enforcement. The verdict shocked the nation and sparked outrage, with many believing justice had not been served. The case became a symbol of flaws in the justice system. The public was furious with the verdict. Many believed Caylee had gotten away with murder, while others questioned the jury's decision. The case became a symbol of flaws in the justice system and the power of media influence. Protests erupted, and the debate over the verdict continues to this day. Default text: after her acquittal, Caylee Anthony tried to live a quiet life, but the public's hatred followed her. She faced numerous lawsuits and struggled to rebuild her life. Meanwhile, Caylee's memory lived on in the hearts of millions, a reminder of a life cut tragically short. Caylee's story remains a tragic reminder of the importance of protecting children and seeking justice. Her case continues to spark debates about parenting, the legal system, and the role of the media in high-profile trials. Though she is gone, Caylee's memory will never be forgotten. The Caylee Anthony case became a media sensation, with news outlets covering every detail 24/7. From Caylee's lies to the discovery of Caylee's remains, the story dominated headlines. The intense media scrutiny influenced public opinion and even raised questions about whether Caylee could receive a fair trial. The case became a prime example of how media coverage can shape the narrative of a criminal investigation. Social media played a significant role in spreading awareness about Caylee's disappearance. Online communities analyzed every detail of the case, sharing theories and opinions. However, the internet also became a breeding ground for rumors and misinformation. Despite the chaos, the online community's efforts kept the case in the public eye, ensuring that Caylee's story was not forgotten. The Anthony family faced immense scrutiny during the investigation and trial. George and Cindy Anthony, Caylee's grandparents, were caught between supporting their daughter and seeking justice for their granddaughter. The family's dynamics were dissected by the media, adding another layer of complexity to an already tragic story. During the trial, the defense team accused George Anthony of being involved in Caylee's death. They claimed he helped cover up an accidental drowning and even suggested he had molested Caylee as a child. These allegations shocked the courtroom and further divided public opinion about the case. In their closing arguments, the prosecution painted Caylee as a selfish and manipulative mother who killed her daughter to live a carefree life. They emphasized her lies, the evidence found in her car, and the duct tape on Caylee's remains. The prosecution urged the jury to deliver justice for Caylee, but the defense's narrative had already planted seeds of doubt. The defense argued that the prosecution's case was built on circumstantial evidence and speculation. They claimed Caylee was a victim of her father's abuse and that Caylee's death was a tragic accident. The defense urged the jury to look beyond the media frenzy and focus on the lack of concrete evidence. The jury deliberated for over 10 hours before reaching a verdict. During this time, the nation waited anxiously, wondering whether Caylee would be convicted of murder. The pressure on the jury was immense, as they had to weigh the evidence against the defense's claims of reasonable doubt. The not guilty verdict sparked widespread outrage. Many believed the jury had failed Caylee, while others argued that the prosecution had not proven its case beyond a reasonable doubt. The verdict became a lightning rod for debates about the justice system, media influence, and the role of juries in high-profile cases. After her acquittal, Caylee Anthony tried to live a quiet life, but the public's hatred followed her. She faced numerous lawsuits, including one from a woman named Zenaida Gonzalez, whose name Caylee had falsely used. Caylee's attempts to rebuild her life were met with constant criticism and hostility. The Caylee Anthony case had a profound impact on the true crime genre. It inspired countless documentaries, books, and podcasts, cementing its place in true crime history. The case also highlighted the importance of thorough investigations and the dangers of media sensationalism. For Caylee's family and the public, the case left many unanswered questions. Despite the verdict, the search for closure continues. Caylee's memory lives on through memorials and advocacy efforts, reminding us of the importance of protecting children and seeking justice. Forensic evidence played a crucial role in the case, from the decomposition odor in Casey's car to the duct tape on Caylee's remains. However, the defense successfully argued that the evidence was circumstantial, leading to Casey's acquittal. The case raised questions about the reliability of forensic science in court. The public's reaction to the verdict was overwhelmingly negative. Many felt that justice had not been served and that Casey had gotten away with murder. The case became a rallying cry for those seeking reforms in the justice system and greater accountability in high-profile trials. The Caylee Anthony case remains one of the most controversial in U.S. history. It serves as a reminder of the complexities of the justice system and the power of public opinion. Caylee's story continues to inspire discussions about parenting, media ethics, and the pursuit of justice. Caylee's case highlights the importance of raising awareness about missing children. Her story has inspired countless parents to be more vigilant and proactive in protecting their children. While the case ended in tragedy, it also sparked a movement to prevent similar incidents in the future. The media played a pivotal role in shaping public opinion during the Caylee Anthony case. From the moment Caylee was reported missing, news outlets covered every detail of the investigation, often speculating and sensationalizing the story. Caylee Anthony's lies and erratic behavior were dissected on national television, turning her into a villain in the eyes of many. This intense media coverage influenced public perception and even raised concerns about whether Caylee could receive a fair trial. The case became a prime example of how media sensationalism can impact the judicial process, sparking debates about the ethics of reporting on high-profile criminal cases. The defense team's strategy in the Caylee Anthony trial was both controversial and effective. They focused on creating reasonable doubt by attacking the prosecution's evidence and presenting an alternative narrative. The defense claimed that Caylee's death was an accidental drowning and that Casey's father, George Anthony, helped cover it up. They also suggested that Caylee had been sexually abused by her father, which explained her erratic behavior. While these claims were shocking and divisive, they successfully planted seeds of doubt in the minds of the jurors, ultimately leading to Casey's acquittal. Despite presenting compelling evidence, the prosecution made several missteps during the trial. One of the most significant was their inability to definitively prove how Caylee died. While they argued that Caylee had killed her daughter by covering her mouth with duct tape, they could not provide conclusive evidence to support this theory. Additionally, the prosecution's reliance on circumstantial evidence and their failure to counter the defense's narrative effectively weakened their case. These missteps highlighted the challenges of prosecuting a case with no eyewitnesses and limited physical evidence. The jury's decision to acquit Caylee Anthony shocked the nation, but from their perspective, it was the only verdict they could reach based on the evidence presented. The jurors later revealed that they believed Caylee was likely involved in Caylee's death, but the prosecution had not proven its case beyond a reasonable doubt. The defense's claims about an accidental drowning and George Anthony's alleged involvement created enough uncertainty to prevent a conviction. The jury's perspective underscores the importance of meeting the high burden of proof required in criminal trials, even in emotionally charged cases. The trial took a heavy toll on the Anthony family. George and Cindy Anthony, Caylee's grandparents, were caught between supporting their daughter and seeking justice for their granddaughter. The defense's accusations against George further strained family relationships and the public scrutiny made it difficult for them to grieve in private. In the years since the trial, the Anthonys have struggled to rebuild their lives, but the scars from the case remain. Their story is a reminder of the far-reaching impact that high-profile criminal cases can have on families. The Caylee Anthony case captivated the public like few others, sparking endless debates and discussions. People were drawn to the story's dramatic elements: a beautiful child, a mother accused of murder, and a trial filled with twists and turns. The case also tapped into deeper societal fears about parenting, trust, and justice. For many, Caylee's story was not just a true crime case, but a cautionary tale about the dangers of neglect and the importance of protecting the most vulnerable members of society. Forensic science played a crucial role in the Caylee Anthony case, but it also highlighted the limitations of such evidence. The decomposition odor in Casey's car and the presence of chloroform were key pieces of evidence, but they were not enough to definitively prove how Caylee died. The duct tape found on her remains suggested foul play, but the defense argued that it could have been used for other purposes. The case underscored the importance of interpreting forensic evidence carefully and the challenges of relying on it to secure a conviction. Caylee's disappearance brought national attention to the issue of missing children. Her case highlighted the importance of reporting disappearances quickly and the need for coordinated efforts between law enforcement and the public. In the years since Caylee's death, her story has inspired changes in how missing children cases are handled, including the creation of new laws and protocols aimed at preventing similar tragedies. While Caylee's life was tragically cut short, her legacy lives on in the efforts to protect other children. The Caylee Anthony case raised important questions about the ethics of true crime coverage. The intense media scrutiny and public fascination with the case often overshadowed the tragic loss of a young child's life. Critics argued that the sensationalism surrounding the case exploited Caylee's memory and turned her story into entertainment. The case serves as a reminder of the need for responsible reporting and the importance of respecting the dignity of victims and their families. Despite the verdict, many people continue to search for justice for Caylee. Her story has inspired countless individuals to advocate for changes in the legal system and to raise awareness about the importance of protecting children. While the case may never be fully resolved, Caylee's memory lives on in the hearts of those who refuse to forget her. Her story is a powerful reminder of the need for vigilance, compassion, and a commitment to seeking justice for the most vulnerable among us. The public outrage following Caylee Anthony's acquittal was unprecedented. Many people felt that justice had not been served and that the legal system had failed Caylee. Protests erupted across the country, and social media was flooded with angry posts and calls for accountability. This collective anger highlighted the deep emotional connection people felt to the case and their desire for justice. However, it also raised questions about the role of public opinion in the judicial process and whether it can influence the outcome of a trial. The case remains a powerful example of how public sentiment can clash with legal outcomes. One of the key reasons for Caylee Anthony's acquittal was the defense's successful use of the concept of reasonable doubt. By presenting an alternative theory that Caylee's death was an accidental drowning and casting doubt on the prosecution's evidence, the defense created enough uncertainty to prevent a conviction. This strategy, while controversial, is a fundamental aspect of the legal system, designed to protect the innocent. However, in this case, it left many feeling that justice had been denied, sparking debates about whether the burden of proof in criminal trials is too high. Throughout the trial, the prosecution made a strong emotional appeal to the jury, emphasizing the tragic loss of a young child's life. They painted Caylee as a selfish and manipulative mother who prioritized her own freedom over her daughter's well-being. While this approach resonated with the public, it was not enough to secure a conviction. The case highlighted the challenges of balancing emotional appeals with the need for concrete evidence in criminal trials. It also underscored the importance of presenting a clear and compelling narrative to the jury. After her acquittal, Caylee Anthony struggled to rebuild her life. She faced widespread public hatred and was unable to escape the shadow of the trial. Despite her legal victory, she remained a pariah in the eyes of many, making it difficult for her to find work or establish a normal life. Her attempts to stay out of the public eye were often thwarted by media attention and public curiosity. Caylee's story serves as a reminder of the lasting consequences of high-profile trials, even for those who are acquitted. The internet played a significant role in the Caylee Anthony case, from spreading awareness to fueling speculation. Online communities analyzed every detail of the case, sharing theories and opinions. While this helped keep the case in the public eye, it also led to the spread of misinformation and rumors. The case highlighted the power of the internet to shape public opinion and the challenges of navigating a world where information and misinformation can spread rapidly. In the wake of Caylee's death, several states passed laws known as Caylee's Law, which make it a crime for parents or guardians to fail to report a child's disappearance or death within a certain time frame. These laws were inspired by Caylee Anthony's 31-day delay in reporting Caylee missing and aim to prevent similar tragedies in the future. While the laws have been criticized for being reactive rather than proactive, they represent an important step toward holding parents accountable for their children's safety. The jurors in the Caylee Anthony trial faced immense pressure and scrutiny, both during and after the trial. Many reported feeling traumatized by the graphic evidence and emotional testimony they had to consider. After delivering the verdict, some jurors were harassed and criticized by the public, adding to their stress. The case highlighted the psychological toll that serving on a high-profile jury can take, and the need for support systems to help jurors cope with the aftermath of such trials. Expert witnesses played a crucial role in the Caylee Anthony trial, providing testimony on topics ranging from forensic science to psychology. The defense relied heavily on experts to support their theory of an accidental drowning, while the prosecution used experts to counter these claims. The case underscored the importance of expert testimony in helping juries understand complex evidence, but it also highlighted the challenges of ensuring that such testimony is accurate and unbiased. Even years after the trial, many people continue to search for answers in the Caylee Anthony case. Online forums and social media groups are filled with discussions and theories about what really happened to Caylee. While some believe that Caylee got away with murder, others think that the truth may never be known. This ongoing fascination with the case reflects the human desire for closure and justice, even in the face of uncertainty. Caylee Anthony's story is one of tragedy, mystery, and enduring impact. Her case has left an indelible mark on the true crime genre, the legal system, and society as a whole. While the trial may be over, the questions it raised about justice, media ethics, and the protection of children remain relevant. Caylee's memory lives on as a reminder of the importance of vigilance, compassion, and the pursuit of truth. Her story will continue to inspire discussions and debates for years to come.